The month of May began at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the NTT IndyCar Series racing on the IMS road course for the Sonsio Grand Prix. Defending series champ Alex Palou led the field of 27 to the green flag. Although Palou started on pole, he went wide into turn 1 and left the door open for Christian Lundgaard to squeeze by and grab the lead. Further back, there was chaos as Felix Rosenqvist and Rinus VeeKay inadvertently squeezed Scott McLaughlin's Penske car, slowing all three of them and causing a stack-up that sent many into the grass runoff to avoid contact. The big winners from this opening lap scramble were Jack Harvey, who drove his Dale Coyne Racing entry from 17th to 12th, while Linus Lundqvist was up from 19th to 13th. Further back in the pack on lap 2, Santino Ferrucci ran Romain Grosjean off the road at turn 12. The two had already had an incident in warm-up earlier in the day, and it had boiled over into the race. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Colton Herta was run off the road at turn number 4 by his Andretti Global teammate Marcus Ericsson. Ericsson was forced to give up 5 positions after being penalized for the contact by race control. On lap 10, Christian Rasmussen ran Scott McLaughlin's Penske off the road at the end of Holman Boulevard. The leaders first pitted on lap 20, and Lundgaard was able to get the jump ahead of Palou and take the effective race lead once again. On lap 21, Tom Blomqvist tried an opportunistic move at the end of the backstretch, trying to pass Pietro Fittipaldi. Blomqvist ran wide at the end of the corner into the grass, and Fittipaldi was able to keep the position. Marcus Armstrong was bouncing back well after an engine failure in practice. The Kiwi was running in the top 10 most of the race and had broken into the top 5 by lap 32. Just before his second pit stop, Lundgaard saw his 1.3 second lead over Power halved as he got stuck behind the cars of Kyle Kirkwood and Felix Rosenqvist, who were running at the back of the lead lap pack. Power was called to the pits to see if he could get an undercut on Lundgaard, who stopped the next lap around. Power's outlap saw him stuck behind Marcus Ericsson, which stymied his chances of getting past Lundgaard. Both of them, however, would fall victim to Palou, who stopped a lap later than Power and emerged in front. At this point, Alexander Rossi had inherited the lead with Fittipaldi in second, both of them still yet to stop. By lap 63, Armstrong had cycled to the front on an alternate strategy, but the race's first caution came out just 3 laps later as Luca Giotto spun and stalled the engine near the alternate start-finish line. That allowed Scott McLaughlin, who had been running between 12th and 14th for most of the day and had just pitted, to jump up to 6th. Sadly, Linus Lundqvist would drop down the field and lose a lap due to issues with his gearbox. The race would go green with 17 laps to go, with Palou leading Power and Lundgaard. Power tried to move around the outside into turn 1 but couldn't pull it off. With 4 laps to go, Palou had stretched his lead to over 4.5 seconds ahead of Power. It would stay in that order as the final laps wound down. Palou would take his first points-paying win of the year with Power in tow, Lundgaard in third. Scott Dixon was able to hold off a charging Marcus Armstrong for fourth, with Armstrong taking his first career IndyCar top 5 finish. Practice is already underway for the next race in the season, the fabled 108th running of the Indianapolis 500, and we're already looking forward to race day on May 26th. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss any more highlights.